from design shows like Cabin Pressure, Hotel Hell, Great Canadian Cottages, and most recently, Colin and Justin's Sub-Zero Reno. Check it out.
Go, Connor!
Whoa! Oh my God, look!
I don't know if you can see it, but he's actually using the bucket to stop the sliding. Obviously, the snow is pretty treacherous. The ice is pretty grim. Oh, Jesus!
I don't want to look at this bit. I mean, this is super, super exciting, you know, to actually see the machine here on site. So it's managed to negotiate 2 miles of this. Connor has just done that over the last 2 hours, which is incredible. So to get this machine here and actually start digging over the weekend actually could make it possible. It might be that we actually get the footings done before the weather closes in.
Oh my gosh, everyone, please welcome dynamic design duo Colin McAllister and Justin Ryan.
As I live and breathe.
Come on.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's good. It's our first time with you, Mary.
I know.
We are having our first opportunity together, and it's bliss already.
Oh my gosh, I'm having a great time. I know, I feel like we're like old pals already.
I feel like I'm a good stuff virgin.
Can somebody turn the clock back for you, Colin, a little bit?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, you two are total pros when it comes to renos. And as beautiful as Halliburton is, renoing your dream home in the middle of a Canadian winter, kind of challenging, I feel like.
You know, that's what everyone says, you know, but actually we were victims of circumstance because we run a hotel in Cape Breton called North Star, and we do that in the summer. So the only time we had to actually renovate that home was in the winter, so we had to bite the bullet and make it happen.
Oh my gosh. What are like some of the biggest hurdles that you faced?
The weather, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, what we normally have, as we're experiencing at the moment in Ontario, is a proper frigid winter with bags of snow and lots of ice.
Yeah.
Let's not think about that too much.
Yeah.
But last year, we had a winter which straddled +15 and -40 in a weekend. It was like being in a Chinook in Calgary.
Yeah.
It was absolutely impossible. So we'd hoped to bring stuff over the ice on dog sleds and stuff, but all of a sudden, the lake had defrosted, the roads had collapsed, so we had trucks off the road, we had machinery into the frozen lake. It was a catalogue of disasters. How we lived and walked through it, Mary, is another story.
It's scandalous. It's like ice truckers, but with paint charms.
That's correct.
Oh my gosh, that is wild. But it also makes for one entertaining show. I mean, yeah, you have all the stress of the reno, but then you add a film crew to it.
Yeah. Do you know, we should have known better. We were approached by Paramount Plus to do this show. We thought, we've got to make it work if it's going to within the winter calendar. And they were like, well, we're going to bring a big crew. You're going to have a lot of people following every part. Which means that you can't brush a mistake under the carpet.
No.
Yes.
If anything goes wrong, the public see it. And obviously the directors want the biggest story they can get. So they don't want, if we say something's not working, can we move? They're like, no, we're focusing on this drama.
Now this is the thing.
So it was a lot of work. It was such good fun. But would I ever do it again in winter? I don't think so.
I don't think so. One and done.
Exactly. And you don't want to share a frozen porta potty.
No.
With 20 men on a construction site.
No.
Okay? You don't want to. I'm a sensitive Scottish designer. You don't want to go there.
Well, maybe we're not doing these renos up in cottage country in the winter time, but you're going to show us today how we can get that kind of cottage and cabin vibe here in this city.
Exactly. That's what we're all about, Mary. We're all about allowing the kind of the rustic feel that we enjoy and love, and spreading that, whether you live in a back split, whether you live in a side split, in a condo, in a city home, a suburban home. Everything that we do is appropriate for everybody, no matter where they live.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, first up, we're going to start with the first trend is really not going anywhere. It's being inspired by the great Canadian countryside.
You know, absolutely. You know, and I think that's one of the things that we've learned in our tenure as new Canadians, that we love the whole kind of cottage country vibe, and we want to bring that to the city, you know, the feel-good factor. So if you have a look at this first board here, you know, it's very, very Canadian. There's stone that's inspired by the Canadian Shield, there's timber from the forest, and then there's wide planks, so they kind of like deal back into the whole kind of like rustic kind of vibe, you know, and that's the look we went for in our kitchen, you know. So imagine like a piece like this, you know, this is actually striata, and it's a beautiful porcelain by Caesarstone. Gorgeous. It's got so much character and really practical. You can put a hot pan on there. You know, you can use it as a cutting surface as well. So perfect for all the Mary Bergs out there.
Exactly.
That is true.
And we want to try and modernise everything we do. So we've got a very rustic backdrop, but we try to add a slightly more urban, contemporary feel. So we found this wonderful flooring by Kentwood Metro. Now, we've gone for this really sturdy 10-inch board. So when you lay that, there are less lines, so less visual distractions. So it feels completely and utterly uncluttered. And that's what we love about our spaces, Mary. We love to be able to walk in and decompress, because we live a fast life. You guys live a fast life. You live a fast life. It's nice to take your foot off the gas and decompress and just...
Yes.
It's almost like an emotional release.
It's true. Shoulders
really
down.
is.
Shoulders down.
Yeah, yeah.
Final element there, this is a beautiful kitchen door. It's by a great Canadian company called Swede Kitchens. And the shaker door, it's normally got like an 1.5-inch frame all around. Very traditional farmhouse. This is like a micro shaker. So it's like 5 centimeters, and it's like a beautiful frame on a perfect picture.
Yeah.
So if you want to do something that is a little bit rustic, but make it sophisticated, that's the route to go.
Super nice.
I love this, and we chatted about this earlier. I love how this stone looks like the Canadian shield,
That's
which
what we
is
were
what.
inspired by.
See, I'm picking up what
You
you're
see
putting
me,
down.
you're on it, you're on it,
Yeah.
you're creative. we wanted that. We wanted everything that we did to have a real feel of the country, and it really, really worked out. What about our flooring? Do you like?
I do love that. Now we're moving into the world of the bathrooms, and you're talking about bathroom tile style.
Yes,
So what's going on here?
So this amazing company, Eurotile and Stone, they're based in Toronto, but they have operations in Ottawa and all over the country. So wherever you live, you can access this product. Now the main floor tile is inspired by Pendleton blankets, and I really love that kind of nod to tradition. We've gone for a soft mosaic for the bases of the showers, and then we've taken the typical subway motif, but we've stretched it with this tile, and
lovely.
we installed them vertically rather than horizontally in there. And that whole thing, that marriage of finishes is wonderful. Again, staying with Canadian, this tile, this faucet is by Rubinet, and their finishes are amazing. Whatever colour you love, whether it's the yellow of your jacket, the pink of your jacket, any Pantone shade, Rubinet can finish your faucet or your product, your shelves, your shower fittings. So the world's your lobster.
Yes.
No, the oyster. The world's your oyster. You knew what I meant.
And Canadian made. I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, incredible. And I think what's nice about that is everything's matte as well. You automatically think of your bathroom rather as being really shiny.
Yeah.
All the finishes here are very matte, so it's a little bit gentler on the eye.
Totally. Very, very beautiful.
And as we get older, Mary, we'll take all the filtering and gentling in the eye.
Exactly. We are going to get there, gentlemen.
It's getting harder to convince people that we're still in our 20s. Our 1920s, maybe.
There you go, there you go. Now, next up you wanted to talk about, this is like a classic cottage core.
Yes.
We're talking about bunk beds, but you want us to be bold with bunk beds.
Absolutely. Bunk beds by their very nature are super exciting, and not just for kids. So we actually picked up a bunk bed from IKEA, so everyone could get them right across Canada. But rather than just pop it in the corner and forget about it, we decided to colour code it. So we painted the whole frame in a beautiful Benjamin Moore grey.
Oh, stunning.
But then
It's like a bunk bed in drag.
Isn't it?
But
But if you look at the walls behind, so the gap where the bunk bed would sit in the corner, we actually painted, we masked that out, and we painted it in the same colour of grey. So it's not joined on, but you suddenly get this very built-in solid look.
Totally.
You know, and it looks upscale as well. So you haven't spent a lot of money. You just spent a little bit of extra time, you know, and I think that's super important.
Smart thinking there.
And tailored with the linens. Again, these linens are from IKEA, a classic monochrome stripe. It's super easy to work with.
Yeah.
We've referenced a bit more of the Canadian aspect there with that lovely forest scene, these linens and these textiles, again, from HomeSense. These days, Mary, we always say it's not about how much money you spend, it's how you spend it, and it's how you shop it. And we always tell our clients, don't rush. Mood board everything, make a list, don't buy things in isolation.
No.
Think about how every other item works with everything that you got.
I love that. Now, we're going back to what we were just talking about, the need of filters, things like this.
Bring it on.
You're fine.
No, you're like 19, Mary.
Someone else did all this today. Let's chat about lights. Let's talk about these. These are beautiful.
Do you know what? For the longest time, we used those kind of industrial bulbs, the filter bulbs.
Yeah.
And they're all very well, but they're a bit harsh on the face, and also they don't soothe. Now, that whole industrial look, that factory look was really nice, but we have decided to use as much filtering as we possibly can. So all the lighting that you're seeing here is from the Colin and Justin Home Collection in stores at HomeSense, Winners and Marshalls. And everything we do has a soft oatmeal shade. The frames, the bases of the lamps are all lumber, really solid pieces of timber, all ribbed for extra pleasure. And they're just great statement pieces, aren't they? They're just really lovely assets to have in your home.
They really are.
But they are. But you want to be well lit, don't you? You know, you want to look across the room.
Yes.
You want to be well lit.
And well
And you want to see your partner looking fantastic. You want to be glowing there as well.
Yeah, it's
you know,
true.
And I think all of this is just about establishing a recipe.
Yeah.
You know, you don't suddenly just arrive in the kitchen and go, okay, we're going to do this. You plan it out.
Yeah.
You have a recipe. So if we have a recipe for our homes, it means we save time and we save money and we get it right.
I love that. You two, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so
Bless you,
much for
Mary.
being here.
Bless you.
Studio audience, for even more inspiration, Colin and Justin are sending you all home with their best-selling book, Escapology, Modern Cabins, Cottages, and Retreats. And that's not all. They're also giving each of you 2 tickets to the National Home Show, running from this Friday, March 7th to the 16th at the Enercare Center Exhibition Place. Colin and Justin are going to be there this Sunday, March 9th, so be sure to look out for them. Thank you. I love it so much.
We give so nobody gives a damn.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.